fund managers, and I've shared my screen here, looking at awareness. Actually, I would like to because the
Vinny, who's recording?
Vera is already recording, sir.
Yeah,
Oh,
already
okay. All right,
recorded.
cool.
Yes. And since the report is already here, we're looking at a lot of achieved and comparing to last week. Any insights from BI? Let's ask maybe Chinta on this. Hello, Chinta. Any insights from you on the SLA status of the awareness chapter from the employee squad?
Hmm. I don't know what to say, Kak.
Okay. I think we've not read the report yet, yeah, for awareness, yeah. Anyway, comparing to last week, the part where it is achieved and not achieved
Wait, let's
is
stop that. Wait, stop right there. Wait, what do we mean we're not aware, Chinta? Wait, Art, could you jump in here? I'm surprised because I think
Yeah. Okay. Chinta, I'd like to cross-examine what exactly you're doing in the meeting again today.
What I'm doing is to finding problem.
What problems have you found last week?
What problem is to comparing the performance of awareness towards email campaign.
What about the other
this one, yeah.
chapters?
The other chapter, I'm not looking the report yet, Kak, because I'm
Okay,
focusing
that's
on
one thing.
what? Sorry, Kak.
Okay, yeah, that's one thing. Second thing that I'd like to ask, what is the problems this week?
Actually, the problem is I find on the conversion team on the data, because the data is not what is it? The not same as the exact one. Ada gapnya itu antara yang benar sama data yang masuk ke redashnya.
Okay, that's one chapter. What about the other chapters?
The other chapter, I'm still not looking on it.
Why are you not looking at it?
Because actually I don't know if it's become my part to work on it.
Okay,
Basically,
that's
Chinta
very
focus on the
surprising.
task given, yeah, from
Yeah.
last week.
Yeah, which is that's not the correct way, Chinta. You have been here for weeks, and I believe all of the problems given to you, right, not discovered by you. Aku remember ini conversion contohnya itu reported by Vera, right?
Yep.
Exactly. So the purpose of having you here, Cinta, is discovering what exactly went wrong in our chapter. Kalau cuman report, Cinta nggak usah ikut meeting because we already discover ourselves, right? But the point of having you itu adalah for finding problems that we are unable to detect, and that's generally not point out just to you, but to all the entire BI team. Itu esensinya BI, Cinta. So every start of the meeting of Monday, itu benar yang Vidi lakukan. Jadi setiap Senin selalu pertama orang yang dicari adalah Cinta. The first person to cross-examine what's going on in the squad adalah Cinta. Cinta responsible to actually report which chapters that actually paling worst performing, and then what exactly the problems, what exactly the report of ongoing progress of the problems itself. Itu poinnya. Jadi bukan Cinta duduk, terus nungguin Vera, nungguin Bila, nungguin Shelin lapor ke Cinta. Cinta, aku ada problem ini, bisa tolong diselesaikan, bukan begitu. Tapi Cinta yang harus mencari tahu what are the current frictions and problems in each of the funnels. Jadi bukan hanya satu funnel, bukan hanya satu chapter per meeting. Oh, minggu lalu awareness Kak yang working slow. Oh, minggu ini yang bermasalah conversion. No. But you have to be aware of each of the problems on each layer gitu. I think I need to talk to Bayu in this case to actually clear up the current awareness of BI teams, what exactly the roles and purposes. So, tapi gitu ya, Cinta, so far ada yang mau ditanyain nggak khusus buat Cinta, karena Cinta yang assigned to employee squad.
aku baru aware itu sih Kak. Soalnya yang aku amati kemarin kan cuman sebenarnya udah disampaikan cuman kayaknya belum sampai ke aku maksudnya kayak gimana.
Cinta di sini udah berapa lama ya? Sorry, di
Udah
BV.
1 bulan.
Selama 1 bulan, Lilis atau Bayu nggak pernah get back to you on what exactly do I do in the company?
Sempet disampaikan cuman kayak aku pikir kan itu lebih ke BA daripada BI. Daripada antara BI kan maksudnya kan aku kan di DS bukan di BA. Jadi aku kira kalau analisis itu partnya BA. Makanya aku jadi kayak kurang analis gitu.
Oke, nggak apa-apa Cinta. Cuman aku ngasih tahu aja. Jadi biar kedepannya nanti Cinta aware gitu. Setiap meeting, come with the report. Jadi kalau minggu depan nih contohnya kan aku sharing. Nanti aku akan tanya ke Cinta. Oke Cinta, what exactly this week report, which funnels, which chapters is the weakest? Nanti Cinta bilang, oh Kak ini the weakest based on what? Ada friction ini di chapter ini gitu. Okay, I think that's pretty much it from me. I don't know if Video or Mr. Jing would like to add something.
Okay, over to Mr. Jing first, maybe.
Let's go to Vidi first.
Right. From me, I think last week we tried this structure with the guest squad, yeah, as well. This is probably the first time the employee squad has this kind of format as well, and maybe I also
Okay.
failed to explain to Chinta as well that this is the
No, Vidi, stop that. I want Vidi to stop doing that actually right now. Okay, Vidi, this is stop taking the blame for the people on your team's mistakes. Right? If somebody is on this team, they need to have a clear understanding of what they are doing here. Is the team making progress? Is the company making progress? Right? And that is not only Vidi's responsibility. That's up to every single person who's here. Okay. What Ara said is absolutely right. If you're here on this team right now, then you should understand what you're doing and what is your contribution. Nobody here should be simply just part of the background. If we need background, I can find chairs, I can find wallpaper. You are here to inspire delight. Okay. So let's double down what Ara said. It is not okay for us to be here without a sense of purpose. If you have a question about why, let's say, your skill or purpose fit does not match, then it is up to you to start asking for clarity or start working toward the purpose using your particular skill set. Okay. But it is not okay to sit and disengage and just kind of watch everything go by. In addition to what Ara just said, does anybody need further clarification about this particular idea of what the responsibilities of BI are to the squad? If it's clear, please give me a thumbs up, and so everyone understands that that is more clear now. All right. Okay. All right. Gani has a question. Let's go to Gani first.
Perhaps for additional question, like on the guest squad, we have maximum time for reporting, right? So
Yes.
there is gap time for BI to
Yes.
screening first. So perhaps we need to agreement what time of each funnel to report to.
Sure. Today, in addition to what we're talking about right here, this is a team management issue. And the reason I'm stopping the meeting to talk about this is because without good team management, it doesn't matter what each person reports. It's not good team cohesion, right? This is why I thought it was really, really key to do that. Yes, we will get to administration and assign, okay, each person has a time slot, but this is what I expect, okay? This is pretty fundamental. If you're part of BI, you are here to help inspect things that the rest of the team does not see. You are here because you have not just the gift of data science, you have an analytical mind, you have a questioning mind, and you're curious about what is going on in terms of the efficiencies. And you can read the numbers, understand things that other people cannot. That is our goal. I am an engineer, but I'm here serving to manage this particular team, okay? So I'm not using my engineering skill today in this particular skill and this particular thing. And I expect that we work with purpose. If that's clear, just give me a thumbs up so that we can move on, all right? Now, the next thing that I want to clarify is this. Chinta, in addition to what Ara said were the problems, why are we doing better this particular week than last week? What is the cause of our successes?
That's because we're more aware to data and to learn about what we done from the previous week. That's why I have to report it first, because we have to find what frictions and what improved from the previous week.
Okay, good. Knowing where the data points are telling us is one thing, but where have you seen also action as a result of indicating that these are particular the issues?
Yeah, because action is actually bring an effect to the data we get from previous week, right?
Okay, let me give you an example. Okay, so it can be something like this. Bila, our Chinta, you inspected a particular thing last week. It was wrong because people were incorrectly applying a faulty guideline. Okay, you looked at the guideline, you discovered that was missing a crucial piece of information, or people were interpreting it wrong. And then we started improving our interpretation, and that is what led to the correction in the SLA. So we just need to know that, because this is why, everyone, if we figured out what we're doing right, can we write a new guideline to enhance the previous guideline? Can we improve our mutual understanding? Because it's not just about discovering problems, it's also discovering what is working and then moving more of the team to focus on the things that are working, focus on the practices that are working. So, okay, I can see that we're a little bit underprepared in this particular situation, but we do need direction from you guys. Okay? We need direction to understand what it is that we've been doing right, what guidelines have been fixed, what are the root issues that we've been able to solve, and if this is going to continue, or if this is just going to be for this week and we're going to go back to not achieving our SLAs next week. Okay, that is the main purpose of having these meetings. Vidhi, as a chair, you cannot skip over team management issues like this, because you can't just say, okay, all right, we'll pass over it. That jeopardizes the integrity and the trust of the rest of the team. Okay, we need to hold ourselves and our team accountable to their core purpose for being on this team. Otherwise, what's the point, right? If somebody achieves something, if somebody does something right, they get passed over, and somebody doesn't do something right, they get passed over well. Okay, let's continue.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Understood. And in this case, let me fill in for the awareness performance. This performance is very similar to last week's performance. If we look at the performance last week, all the KPI points are practically the same on which one is actually working and not. This is very different compared to the previous week, which we see in here. The awareness chapter have not achieved most of the SLA, so it's an opposite. 2 weeks ago, it was 2 achieved and the rest is not achieved. Well, last week and this week, it's only 2 not achieved on the part of SLA for website and also Instagram profile visit. From last week's analysis, we have deduced that email blast is one of the major components in the success of the output of the awareness chapter, which is the candidate tracking. And this actually replicated in the data from Redash. I believe later conversion chapter will report that as well. If you look at candidate application page, just as there is actually a distribution post on the 16th of March, if I'm mistaken. Yeah, BLI, yeah. 16th of March, yeah. So that's also another email blast, which was done. And there's another spike in the number of applicants as well. So this is actually another proof that our email blast activity is actually an effective method. Because 2 weeks ago, where there is no activity in March 1st, that's where the email blast does not happen. And 3 weeks ago, where the email blast happens, this actually also is a race. So if you look at 22, yeah, so there's a short race here as well. So this is actually very similar to the analysis done by BI last week on the email blast activity. So this is the region where the email blast was done, this region where it was done, when it was done, and this week, in the past week, since the email blast was done as well, there is actually a good output in the awareness SLA. So that's the analysis from BI on awareness. We have to continue on doing the email blast activity. However, we are seeing lower efficiency compared to the number of applicants this in the past week compared to the email blast that was done 2 weeks ago. And just as BI recommended last week, we would like the awareness chapter to also think about how to refresh the emailing list. Biela, over to you. Have you figured out a way to improve the mailing list? Like, I think awareness teams should focus on the tools to generate the fresh mailing list or enhance the current email base by like tagging which email corresponds to which role and so on and so forth. Over to you, Biela. Have that been
Uh,
discussed by the awareness chapter?
yeah. So after some discussion, it's already also been stated in the previous report last week.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that we are currently focusing on our previous partnership that is resulting in a mailing list. In this case, it's UI CDC UI. They
Yep.
are giving mailing list, so we are now participating in their job fair. It's
Correct.
hoped
Yep.
that within 1 month we are going to get the mailing list. But yeah, I think the friction mostly is going to be in order to refresh that, we still require like a long time to get those mailing lists first, because usually even take more time to be hold, and then for like job fair or partnership, it is also not very instant. So I would say that within this like 3 weeks there is no feasibility of whether we get a refresh email, except from the previous event that we already got,
Yep.
such as PV
I'm aware
involvement.
of the. Sorry to cut you there. I'm aware of the CDC UE, but are there any attempts for to get the mailing list from other CDCs? Because there are other CDCs as well, right? That can actually be a fresh mailing list.
Yeah, so actually, yeah, I already tried to find out that, but
Mm-hmm.
some of the CDC have a different way to give the mailing list. For example, in UGM, instead of giving their email, they are allowing us to put our job vacancy on the semester that
Okay.
that is feasible for all of the apa namanya siswa, but it is not giving us the mailing list because of the privacy issue.
Case by case, yeah.
Yeah.
Per
So
CDC, yeah.
there's a privacy issue on the friction, basically. We also asked previous of the other partners such as PSB Academy and all of the other Singapore university. Most of them are refusing to give mailing list because of the privacy issue.
Okay. For now, let's focus on the current mailing list first, since it still shows some result. If you look at the CV screening quality as well, it's improved compared to last week. Uh, and maybe we can if you guys can discuss in your chapter first regarding some of our tools that can refresh the mailing list, because right now we're still dependent on the only one source of mailing list. Over to Kara, maybe any comments?
I think I'm commenting a little bit about the meeting structure ya. For
Yep.
I would offer VD, kalau aku suggest it should be just quick screen about how exactly the apa chapter performing this week, karena waktunya limited juga kan. So
Okay.
just go over like what exactly the issue, and then you ask the person and what exactly the issue is, a tools issue, adoption issue, and then assign them to the breakout meetings. Like just ask
Yep.
Bila, like Bila, this is like not consistent awareness as SLA in awareness. So what do you think is the issue? And then Bila will say, oh yeah, mostly about mailing list. Okay, mailing list meaning to say in tools or adoption issue. And then Bila will say, oh, it's tools. Okay, then please go talk to the adoptions of tools breakout meeting after this. That's it. Gitu aja, PD.
Okay. Noted, Kara. Okay, so that's that, yeah. For now, bring it back to your chapter first, because the analysis from the BI actually works, still works for awareness. Next, we have conversion. Over to conversion. Since I think Chinta does not, Chinta, did you get to read the report from conversion? Not yet, I think, yeah. So in conversion, the analysis is that it's pretty much the same, uh, in terms of, but it's improved because of the data that have been refreshed. There's the average time of 5 days for the contacting of candidates have been improved. Last week it was 23.44 days, while this week it's 1.85 days. Is probably due to the improvement on the data quality itself. Yeah, Vera, yeah, please confirm. And so it's for now it's achieved by even less than half of it. The one that does not achieve the SLA is actually the 14.4 days of assigned to trials, and these are the lists have been attached by Vera as well. In this case, there is no really information on the. Is there an information on the? If there's no information on the frictions, yeah, Vera, can I confirm the frictions on the assigned to trial days?
Friction, I think it's most on the adoption sih.
Adoption,
Adoption
yeah.
guidelines, yeah.
So let's have the conversion chapter go to the adoption room after this as well. And The other one that is not achieved is on the 50% conversion of trial candidates that passes to hire. This is still in pending, yeah, with the number of five candidates and only one pending, and two pass and zero hire with one pending. There are still some in the pipeline, and this is still undetermined actually from the data itself. So maybe from the conversion chapter, please go to the adoption room later on to speak on the approaching to trial, fetching the candidates to trial. Okay, and then for transformation next, this is still very much the same as well, like last week, in terms of the performance of the SLA. The report itself as well is quite the same. The regarding the guest squad, to lacking to host and partnership squad lacking RM and BA is still not achieved, and I believe it was also discussed on last Friday regarding the frictions. Um, Shelin, what's your analysis on this? Is it tools or adoption?
Okay, I actually put my comment over there as well.
Yeah.
So for the retention part is more into off track sih. So looking in tools as well as the feedback cycle is still open yeah that needs fixing. But if we are talking about turnover, currently it's so far on track sih.
Yes, correct. For turnover, and the one is still on track, but it's still on the acquiring the new hires. Yeah, and there is actually a difficulty in recording the as update. Has given few idea to Chinta. So from transformation, please give a representative to approach the approach BI in the tools room later on to discuss with Chinta later on. Yeah, on the actionables. Actually, this will be in a follow up as well. But later, please discuss on the room itself. For the approaching, actually, this has been going around for quite a while. And if based on the previous discussion, there could be some tools that can be improved. Do you have any other representative to go to probably strategies, Shelin, to represent yourself in strategy? Because previously we did discuss about the approaching method as well,
I see, I
right?
see. Okay. Maybe I'll prioritize the tools first, then I'll go to probably go to strategy.
Okay, basically it's still pretty much static, yeah. Okay, please go over to tools with Chinta later on, Shalin. Thank you very much. And for adoption, for advocacy, sorry, for advocacy, there's still a lot of not achieved in the referral and so on and so forth. There, the friction is the IGP format could be further improved. There have been no analysis from BI yet for now because it's just reported. Uh, but over to Charisma, it's confirmed that there is no adoption issue for this yet. Yeah, it's purely tool. Over to Charisma.
Yes, Kak. Actually, so far for this week, my issue is only about the screen capture that I got from YouTube was not clear enough. So it's merely on the content. But so far, that is only it. So my
Okay.
next action, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the frictions is still the same from the past week as well. We'll probably need more inspection on this one. So, Carissa, please go to inspection. After this, you'll probably meet me. Yeah, correct. There is no evidence as well, unlike the conversion chapter and the other chapters as well. So yeah, just to revise, awareness will discuss with the chapter. Conversion will go to adoption on the getting applicants to trial. Transformation will go with Cinta on the tool issue, and advocacy will go to inspection. So there will be 3 rooms. For now, anyone is not clear with the help that they are assigned to? Yes, sir.
Let's go over to Ara. What should we do when we see people who are successful on their SLA? Should we just ignore them? Should we celebrate them? Should we recognize them? Should we assign them to coach people who are less successful on their SLAs? Because it doesn't seem like there's much celebration about people who seem to achieve their goals here.
Yeah. If it's achieved, of course we should double down and like take a note, PD, like, okay, congratulations, this is like an achievement for this week that everybody achieved SLA, blah blah blah, and then you can simply just ask on what exactly they did right so that we achieve the SLA, and the same for like if they did something wrong, and then if something right, I think basically just recognitions, and also what is it, asking the sample, asking sample of work or what exactly we did right, and if it's wrong, then you can ask about the tools issue, adoption issue for the breakout meeting. So that's like
Absolutely.
how we usually do.
Yeah. Listen up, everyone. We're gathering here every day to try to achieve our SLAs, right? And so when we achieve our SLAs, if we pretend that everything is just normal, I guess, right? Then what's the point? So look, it's not just about fixing mistakes, but it's also about enhancing what we do well, identifying our strengths, and then investing more of our energy and our collective team's energy to do what works. So that way we can spend more time in inspiration land. So yeah, as a chair, I think it's also equally important to focus and direct the correct amount of attention to what's going right. A simple fact could be just to give person an explanation, like give them recognition. What did you do that actually got the achievement on this one? Yes, like what Gani just said. Congratulations, Bila, for maintaining an SLA. That's just a really good start. Thank you, Gani, for being the first to engage. But we need to know why also, so that the rest of your team can also learn from what is done correctly.
Okay. Yeah. Just let's do a quick check here. I just wanna try one thing. For everyone, if you think awareness is actually doing better than last week, please give a thumbs up. If you think awareness is just doing the same, give like a raise hand or any other emoji. But if you think awareness is doing worse than last week, put a thumbs down. Okay. Obiela says it's doing worse than last week, but everybody else say it's going better than last week. Biela, if I may inquire, why do you think it's going doing worse than last week?
Mostly because we make like twice of effort compared to last week. Like for example, we got almost the same result from only one email blast or two email blasts, but this
Alright.
week we got three email blasts with one event. So I think that's a lot of more bandwidth than last week. But yeah, I think
Correct.
that's why it's
So as I've mentioned before, the SLA itself is achieved, but the efficiency drops down. So that's the issue that is identified on the awareness chapter.
Excellent. Okay, so we need context, everybody,
Yep.
with what the achievement actually is, right? So that was something I didn't know before, right? So even though we achieved an SLA, we spent more energy to achieve it. So it is probably something we can innovate on. All right, it's probably something how do we achieve it using less energy? That
Right.
then becomes our focus for the next cycle, and it can be inspected, and it becomes part of what the breakouts are for. So even if you achieved your SLA, you could still have a breakout and get it done better, right?
Yep. But for now, I've assigned it to the chapter first for probably to discussion. Anyway, since we're already 3 minutes over time from the summary, let's have a breakout room. I think right now, Mr. Jing can make the breakout room, right, with the Keras account. If you may help me. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Jing, and let's everyone jump to the breakout room. Yeah. PD Nadia, I don't think there is any issue for this week, so you're dismissed for this session.
okay.
Okay.
Ciluk ba. Mana geng?
Aku harusnya ke tools sih.
Apa?
Aku harusnya ke tools sama Cinta.
Ya udah ke tools dulu, tapi abis itu ke sini ya.
Oke.
Oke, bye-bye. See you. Terus gimana ya, Vera, Alia, Evian, what's up?
What's up? Ya, Kak.
What's up? Yo.
Halo. Yeah, so I would say actually like the conversion punya performance sudah better kan. Cuman when we look at the quality kayak tadi trialnya kan ternyata nggak ada yang pass atau ada yang terminated atau drop out gitu kan. So berarti ini balik ke kita masing-masing sih kayak how do we nge-evaluate kandidatnya aja sih. Ya.
Gimana kita nge-evaluate kandidat? Terus yang ditanyain apanya?
Mau ke team members-nya kayak how do you guys evaluate the team members gitu? Kok bisa sampai pas ke trial?
Ya, berarti over to Fian dan Alia.
Yes, I want to elaborate for my part first, Kak. Jadi kan
coba sambil ini aja. Sambil lihat kandidatnya Fian yang mana coba. Sambil dilihat. Jadi sample of work-nya kayak apa.
Oh, okay. Wait, let me open Trello. Wait, should I open Trello or itu ya Redash ya?
Trello aja Trello. Aku mau lihat sampel kandidat yang dipasin Fian tapi kemudian nggak pass trials and so on.
Mostly bukan trial sih, tapi drop out, they didn't respond. So jadi from working experience mereka pas bagus, tapi on the motivation, integrity and commitment itu they didn't respond my chat, so
okay. Ini berarti Fian interview ya kandidatnya? Ya, coba share screen dulu kita lihat.
Agak nge-lag, jadi aku permission off cam ya, Kak.
Kalau lama coba Vera bantu, bisa nggak? Atau Alia, kalian punya extension monitor nggak sih? Oh, udah. Udah. Oke, yang mana coba?
So, yang art general kan BD. So, yang paling banyak itu di boards drop out here.
Ya,
So,
coba mana yang drop out?
Jadi yang kemarin waktu hari Jumat kan I already give example. Jadi dari 9 yang drop out ada 3 yang looking for paid program.
Okay.
So one of them is from top university. They looking for paid program. Mr. Jing commented that we can give them like payment. Okay, it should be fair. Tapi he didn't elaborate more. So.
Ya.
Fian.
Yes.
Di keyboard coba klik Q, huruf Q.
Q.
Ya. Nah.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah, here. So this one is yang aku bilang tadi. He looking for paid program from UI. This one is from UGM. Also looking for. Wait, let me check. She has problem with working hour, and then I already elaborate that it's not fully working time, but it's flexible as long as they can be contacted during that time. Tapi dia tetap kayak I'm really sorry, but I don't think so. Jadi yeah, they drop out. Just from UM.
Sorry Fian, bentar, pelan-pelan. Halo, can you hear me?
Yes.
Ya, yang Monica ini tadi itu sudah interview belum?
Belum. Jadi aku secara yang itu kayak persyaratannya gitu, terus jelasin working hour, tapi dia nggak bisa, katanya kayak nggak couldn't fulfill the recruitment. So I elaborate more on the working hour, that it's actually flexible. You don't have to work like fully.
Ini nggak apa-apa. Yang kayak gini-gini nggak perlu dibahas. Yang perlu dibahas adalah yang sudah lewat interview tapi drop out. Kalau lewat first message dia drop out, bagus. Memang itu filter. Meant to be.
Oh, jadi kalau jadi yang masih yang lost interview itu baru 1. Yang masih ongoing nanti sore interview 2. Jadi yang udah lolos ini udah aku bring to on site, agreed to 2 weeks di April.
No, my question is Vera aja yang jawab deh coba. Vera, mana tunjukin kandidat yang drop out setelah interview?
Kandidat yang
Bukan yang ongoing. Ada nggak?
Okay, let me.
Both from Alia atau from Tian?
Kalau dari Alia ada nggak? Soalnya kayak I find it hard to find the data gitu. Cuman I can let you guys see yang udah masuk trial terus ternyata drop out kayak gitu. Sebenarnya.
Kayaknya ada yang trial tapi drop out deh Kak, yang si apa yang finance itu loh Kak, Laurencia sama Stephanie itu kan ya Kak.
Nah, coba
biar gampang deh gini. Nah, kan ini kita ada nih beberapa list anak-anak yang trial gitu kan. Nah, sebenarnya tuh aku awalnya mau ini sih masing-masing nge-evaluate yourself gitu, kayak gimana sih kok kok bisa ya aku ngerasa mereka bagus kok tiba-tiba drop out gitu. Jadi kayak try to re-evaluate kayak what happens gitu. Kayak misalnya yang paling aku ingat tuh sekarang tuh yang di 7 Maret kan. Nah, ini Stephanie Lauren kemarin emang my candidate, tapi yang interview kemarin is not me, right? So, who interviewed them again? Is it
Siapa yang interview?
Alia ya?
Yes, aku interview.
Yeah, so they actually passed, right? But then in the end, kayak they're just like, kayak Stephanie, she dropped out because she accepted other offers gitu, kayak she's not waiting for us. And then kalau Lauren, she's still masih waiting lah. Nah, kalau Adeline, it's Jubran sih. It's more like Aurora, Afia, Stephen. Nah, kayak they don't pass, got terminated, and then pre-trial dropout is the worst, right? So, ya, itu sih.
Oke ya, Vera, kalau kamu nanya ke aku apa examination-nya adalah pertama ini kasusnya beragam berarti tidak hanya masalah drop out, tapi masalah drop out sendiri bisa di breakdown. Drop out ini salahnya siapa? Salah rekruternya atau salah kandidatnya? Kan mostly kalau drop out kan motivation issue kan. Kalau drop out, kenapa dari awal sudah tahu motivasinya lemah dipesin kan gitu? Itu akan lebih jauh menjadi problem kita sebagai HR daripada kalau dia nggak pass trials. Kenapa kalau dia nggak pass trials? Mostly itu karena capacity issue, tapi motivationnya high. Sedangkan motivation itu menjadi ranking nomor 2 paling penting. Jadi drop out dulu, Kak. Aku bilang kalau aku boleh saran, pertama kamu bikin prioritas dulu. Ada berapa jumlah yang drop out? Kemudian baru ada berapa jumlah yang no pass. Itu kan beda. Drop out pun kamu pecah lagi. Drop outnya sebelum interview atau setelah interview. Kalau sebelum interview tadi yang kayak Vian, ya mungkin memang karena setelah dikirim first message kan, bagus, that's meant to be gitu. Tapi kemudian juga dilihat patternnya satu orang. Misalkan Vian, Vian punya 10 kandidat yang dia drop out sebelum interview. Masalahnya apa? Mungkin Viannya yang salah, mungkin Viannya yang menemukan suatu pattern. Oh, ini ternyata dari major ini money oriented misalkan. Dia selalu looking for paid partnership atau paid internship. Kalau udah tahu gitu langsung di reject kan, harusnya gitu. Jadi banyak analisa yang bisa dilakukan gitu. Pertama kamu bikin prioritization sesuai yang aku sampaikan tadi. Terus terkait dropout dipecah lagi, dropout ini kapan dropoutnya, post interview atau pre interview. Kemudian baru bisa dianalisa problemnya apa, apakah ini beneran salah HR atau ini memang meant to be problems. Itu menurutku gitu sih Vera. Itu udah dilakukan belum sama Vera?
Kalau drop out enggak sih. Kayak for my side I do have it, but then my kesalahan adalah I didn't inspect everyone's punya drop out cases gitu.
Oh, harus. Iya. Harus inspect kan Vera funnel manager, you're in charge for everyone's work in the funnel. Jadi itu sih saranku. Gimana?
Oke, kalau begitu. Ya sih, kalau saya ini drop out lebih penting juga sih.
Ya, any other problems nggak detected selain ini?
Ini kita ada SLA guys, dicepetin dong rekrutmen ininya, prosesnya. Itu aja sih paling. Ya.
Vera bikin ini nggak, bikin target nggak ke anak-anaknya? Like clean up every day by what time gitu, bikin nggak?
Oh, enggak sih.
Nah, bikin dong. Kayak aku dulu, harus selesai, nggak mau tahu hari ini semua jam 6 harus sudah bersih untuk semua roles. Every day. Every 6. Jadi Vera sebagai funnel manager mau pulang kerja, mau tutup laptop, cek itu terakhir. siapa yang belum, kalau nggak address di channel siapa yang nggak ngerjain. Jadi bikin cut off timing. Kalau saranku gitu.
Oke deh kalau gitu. Oke.
Oke, ada lagi problem lainnya?
Kak, yang about itu kandidat satu itu Kak, yang siapa Nissan itu Kak?
Siapa?
Yang si Nissan itu loh Kak, yang dia tuh bisanya Mei itu loh Kak, tapi udah daftar sekarang.
Oh iya, Kak Ara udah baca belum ya di Native Trail? Itu maksudnya yang dia nggak bisa join employee breakout tuh cuman pas trial doang.
Soalnya kalau hari Mei itu pas di Mei itu udah bisa semua. Jadi kayak bisa fully committed tapi bukan 3 months tapi 2.5 months.
Nah, gimana Kak Ara kalau 2.5? Nope.
Kandidatnya kayak apa sih? Coba lihat apa CV-nya.
Dari SMU.
Dari SMU.
SMU siapa? Lulusan SMU? Vera anak kita.
Si Shumin.
Oh iya. Coba lihat. Aduh, ini di record ya, jadi deh. Hampir keceplos. For tutor, temporary staff, ministry communications, planning management, interns, education. Oke, bawa lagi. Nggak ada ya? Ini doang. Oke, Bachelor Science, Economics. Ini HR ya? Apply for apa?
PR Kak.
PR. Oke, bawa lagi. Aku mau kasih prediksi, tapi terserah kalian, terutama Vera, karena Vera yang punya otoritas. Gimana selanjutnya? This person is going to drop out. I can see that. How? I can't really tell how, but emang sedih ya, susah jelasinnya. Cuman this person is gonna be dropping out karena mostly it's gonna be busy with school. Alasannya bakalan gitu klasik. Cuman aku percaya it's because mis-expectations within our company and his or her expectation to be here. Jadi kalau misalkan kalian mau ngeyel, tapi ngeyel in a positive way ya, maksudnya Kak enggak, ini mau debat sama aku dalam artian kayak, tapi I see value on this person Kak, bagus, aktif dia, silahkan. PR-nya adalah detect motivationsnya. Itu yang aku wanti-wanti dari awal. Silahkan kalau kalian mau ngepesin orang ini, Nissan Jivagan. Ini orang India ya. Jadi silahkan kalau mau dipesin, nanti dites motivationsnya itu sih. Get back to Vera, report to Vera atau to me, boleh dua-duanya. Kalau misalkan, ini akan dilihat sama Alia. Alia nanti tulis apa yang bikin Alia berpikir orang ini motivationnya luar biasa hebat. Tapi kalau enggak, aku prefer tidak di-hire. Gitu. Aku suggest, bukan prefer. Tapi sisanya terserah Vera, kan Vera yang punya otoritas. Aku cenayang aja sih, gengs. Ini bakal drop out sih. Lihat aja.
Pas Kak Ara udah bacain namanya, aku langsung kayak, oh oke, aku udah ngerti ini. Udah trauma aku.
Karena ini di-record, jadi sebaiknya saya menyampaikan secara professional way that you gotta check out on the motivation. Gitu.
Tapi Kak, kalau misalnya ini
so far aku tuh yang aku lihat motivationnya itu di PR-nya doang gitu sih Kak, belum yang sampai ke PV-nya gitu.
Maksudnya gimana, Alia?
Itu ada motivasi itu tapi secara di kerjaannya dia gitu, jadi maksudnya dari segi BV-nya tuh kayak masih general gitu sih Kak.
Oh ya makanya ya nggak bisa motivation di BV dong. Motivation hidup dia tinggi menjadi milioner, multi-millionaire in the world. I don't care. You want to be a millionaire, I don't care. It's either you are motivated to be here or not, kan gitu kan. So itu maksud aku. Karena aku juga wanti-wanti Sian sama Alia. Orang yang drop out itu sebenarnya juga belum tentu mereka not capable loh, gitu loh. Sometimes they're smart people, they're geniuses, but it's again not talking about you, Ken. uh, but sometimes it's just they don't really want to be like working what exactly we do, So that's the thing. Jadi yang harus penting buat specifically in here Bukit Vista tuh apa, mau ngapain dia gitu.
Tapi Kak kalau misalnya 2,5 bulan boleh nih, nggak apa-apa dapat sertifikat.
2.5 months. Aku sih biasanya konsiderasinya kalau dia punya exact plan, what exactly they want to do. Kayak Shumin kan dulu udah tahu, aku mau ngerjain bagian ini, segini-segini. Udah ada timelinenya, oke. Itu harus dikerjain pada saat dia trial. Kalau dia nggak punya itu, nggak punya vision, doesn't work. Dan nggak fair juga kan buat interns yang lain. Maksud aku gitu.
Yes.
Unless this person really excelling good, which dari CV aku udah tahu lah gitu, prediksinya. Tapi nggak apa-apa, pelajaran kan. Kalau salah kan jadi ingat pelajarannya. Jadi silakan dicoba dulu motivationsnya gitu.
Udah. Balik ke Alia lagi.
Detection-nya, effectiveness from early recruitment stage. Detection. Farah mau jawab dulu nggak? Yanto ada pertanyaan.
Increase motivation, detection, effectiveness. Panjang ya. Nggak tahu sih, kalau aku biasanya nanya, ngelihat dari si anaknya itu tuh they did research on the company, nggak sampai in-depth research. Soalnya ada beberapa kandidat yang mereka, ya aku tahu core value. Udah selesai gitu. Tapi ada beberapa kandidat yang juga kayak, ya BV punya company-nya begini-begini, terus kayak mereka nyangkutin our vision and mission tuh sama role yang mereka mau apply, jadi kayak nggak bullshit gitu. Ngerti gak sih? It's everything is connected gitu. Itu sih dari aku.
Oke, itu tactical, Vian. Itu level beginner sebenarnya. Kalau buat itu bisa jadi guideline. Tapi karena gini, balik lagi, kenapa company kita secara general sekarang selalu, loh, in terms of number bagus kok, in terms of number SLA-nya achieve, kok nggak profit? Nah, contohnya. Karena kayak gitu, karena kita cuma following guidelines. Guidelines-nya harus tahu core value, guidelines-nya harus tahu vision mission, kan gitu. Tapi kemudian the key point bukan di situ. Sekarang orang bisa hafalan. Yang paling, kalau mereka motivation-nya lo bisa aja cuman ngafalin. Kan cuma ditanyain core value. Hafal. Ada berapa core value. Jadi kadang sometimes the challenging part itu bukan di bagian guidelines. Kalau kalian terlalu fokus ngebaca guidelines, ya akhirnya gitu banyak drop out karena kalian fail to detect. Tapi yang what really matters itu sebenarnya use your instinct. Memang itu susah, tapi itu bisa diasah. Jadi use your instinct, use your heart. Tidak ada dalam hukum membaca manusia itu tidak ada hal yang saklek sebenarnya karena humans are complex. So the only rules sebenarnya bukan harus ngerti vision mission, enggak. Harus ngerti core value, enggak. Tapi rules-nya aku cuma satu. Drill down deeper, itu aja. Keep on asking why. Apa core value-nya? 7, ini 8, ini 9, ini misalnya dia jawab gitu. Oh, what do you understand about the first core value that you mentioned? Bagus nih, lancar. Help others to help themselves. Jadi harus membantu orang. Okay, what is the sample of that? Nanti dia jawab, sampelnya aku bantuin teman aku gini. How is that impacting to the company? Diem dia. So that's exactly a good interviewer should be. Bukan yang baca guideline, okay, to detect motivation, we should ask core value, how many? What are the company vision mission? Enggak, itu introductions of guidelines aja, cetek itu. Tapi if you really want to know person, drill until they cannot answer. Kalau aku biasanya gitu. Look up for the red flags. Jadi red flags itu bukan something they show. Of course, people tend to always show green flags, right? But you have to look up how asking. Askingnya gampang kalau Vian, aku nggak ngerti Kak mau tanya apa. Cuma satu pertanyaannya cuma ini doang nih. Ini aja, dah.
Why?
Or everything that they ask why. Help others to help themselves. Which one that actually reflected you the most? Misalkan dia jawab never settle. Why? Because of this. Why? I don't understand why. What do you mean by why? Misalkan kandidatnya saya gitu. Ya, why is that matter most and how is that impacting you and the company? Why? Kenapa? Diam dia, nggak bisa jawab. Itu tuh momen as an interviewer, I feel like it's challenging, and when I reach to that point, that's when you win, you win in the terms that, oh, you find the red flag of this person. Tapi kalau a person always says good, can mention core value, can mention vision, mission, job descriptions, roles, responsibilities, everything on the website, right? Everybody can answer that, but it's not that to detect motivation. Itu bukan itu hanya satu attribute, one small attribute, but there are any other attributes that you can detect about. Dan itu again using feelings juga, using intuition. Does this person answer sincerely, genuinely, or just memorizing things? Kan kelihatan. Terus kalau kamu tanya gimana Kak cara tahu? Ya tahu aja sih, kalian bisa feeling kan orang ini tuh ngebaca kek atau ngafalin kek atau truly understand kan sebenarnya kelihatan. Jadi itu yang harus using feelings, instinct, intuitions juga, not always just guideline-nya begini selesai, enggak. So I wouldn't recommend to use guideline entirely, following guideline enggak. Apalagi kalau Vian sama Alia ngerasa, ya elah gue nggak usah follow guideline, lo ngerti, boleh banget, nggak harus following guideline gitu. So use your feelings lah pada saat interview gitu. I think that's from me. Ada lagi nggak? Manajemen issue. Suka nih aku pertanyaannya. Alia belum tanya dari tadi. Have any interesting questions nggak? Vian bagus pertanyaannya.
I have
Yes,
a question.
please.
Are we asking about how to detect if a candidate has good motivation?
Yeah.
We've solved this problem before, haven't we? Didn't we have
We
that?
solved. Yeah, we solved. But on this case tadi karena basically because Farah asked again, right? And then we should actually take a look at guideline. But no, it's okay, sir, because there is not much engagement with me specifically with Alia and Vian, right? Mostly with Farah, so I can share some of the tips that I used to do. And other than that,
we invented a question list for exactly these purposes, right?
Yeah, but also again, maybe the way that we put up or documented each of the questions and answers is maybe not. Still need clarification. That's the point, like we did say this.
Perhaps,
Yeah,
I still remember the question. I remember the question to detect it. We did workshops on this, and it was, what was it? It was like, given everyone gets opportunities in life, so tell us about like some of the opportunities that you've chosen to pursue and some of the opportunities you've chosen to leave behind, right? That's a perfect motivation question. You can understand almost everything, and nobody knows it's a motivation question. So it kind of allows you to be stealthy about it or accurate about it.
Ya, terus juga sebenarnya bisa cari di YouTube juga, gengs, ada tuh cara cari motivation. Itu interesting sih. Tapi boleh sambil diskusi. Jadi if you find something, you can discuss with Farah. You can discuss like, is it aligned with our company? Is it the correct method? Do you think it's interesting? Because sebenarnya arts of interviewing juga kan developing. Kita nggak bisa following the current guidelines terus all the time. Ada mungkin nanti ada metode-metode baru, penemuan baru on how to read people and so on. Itu harus keep updated gitu sih. Oke, ada lagi nggak pertanyaan? Tapi kita waktunya udah habis, geng. Nanti Vera submit ke Shelin ya. Tapi Shelin stay in the room ya. I need to talk to you about the adoption team issue.
Ada apa?
Nggak, udah selesai nih Alia sama Vera sama Vian.